Opera buffa is essentially a type of Italian opera about a pair of lovers who are entangled in a series of conflicts, misadventures, misunderstandings, and other complications, but are ultimately able to overcome them to get together. An easier way to see it is that it's like a romantic musical comedy in classical music style sung in Italian. All opera buffas are about a pair of lovers who land themselves into a mess and how they resolve it. They are all structured to have a climax where this pair of lovers are at the deepest level of their mess. When the opera begins, the lovers are apart. Either they've yet to enter into their relationship, or they've been separated. They need to be brought together. We see that this might be easier said than done, as the other characters in the opera all make their entrances. We meet the characters who are posing difficulties for the lovers. Despite these characters, hope isn't lost because there'll also be another set of characters to help them solve their problems. Each of the opera characters will be given a musical number introducing him or her to us. A short scene or a solo musical number known as an aria. In addition to arias, the composer may also put in ensembles, musical numbers featuring more than one soloist to drive the opera forward. The ensembles may be for the lovers to establish contact with one another or introducing additional complications. Such complications can be new conflicts, misadventures, or misunderstandings. They are there to make it harder for the lovers to get together. Sometimes, these ensembles might have some comedic situations, which may generate some laughs as some humorous exchanges take place among the characters. Finally, when all the characters in the opera buffa and sufficient complications are in place, the opera buffa reaches its climax. The climax of the opera buffa is normally the finale of its second last act. In a 2-act opera buffa, this will be its first act, while in a 3-act opera buffa, this will be its second act. All the conflicts and misunderstandings which had been introduced earlier in the opera take effect by now. In the climax, there will be further conflicts, misadventures, misunderstandings, and or other complications. There will be more complications here than in any earlier part of the opera. The composer will also use this point in the opera to unleash a series of funny incidents. All these plunge the lovers into the greatest and most complicated mess they've ever been in. Therefore, the climax is the most action-packed and the longest part of the entire opera buffa. Since the climax is the most action-packed and longest part of the opera, the composer needs to ensure that this part of the opera has the widest variety of musical motifs. There's a diverse range of situations happening during this scene, so the composer needs to have a wide variety of musical motifs on hand to depict them. Otherwise, the listener's attention would wander off quickly. Hence, a substantial proportion of the opera's most interesting, liveliest, amusing, and playful music can be found here. You might think there's something strange there. If a substantial proportion of the opera's most interesting, liveliest, amusing, and playful music can be found in the climax, why doesn't the climax become one of the most famous musical numbers in the opera? That's because the musical motifs in the climax are too short for them to stand on their own. On top of keeping the musical motifs short, the composer also has to keep them running in continuously rapid succession. This way, the listener is made to think that the action in the climax is unfolding quickly. This enables the composer to maintain his hold over the listener during such a long musical section. One conflict, misadventure, misunderstanding, or other complication, as well as funny incident, is counted as one situation. One situation has its own short musical motif. The short musical motifs are arranged to swiftly follow one after the other and firmly locked together as though a chain is being formed. The composer's technique of keeping the musical motifs short and in continuously rapid succession is thus known as the chain finale technique. Throughout the climax, momentum has been gradually accumulating. Several of the musical motifs are already rich in energy themselves because of their liveliness. The climax is a long scene, so you can imagine how much energy has been stored. When it reaches bursting point, all hell literally breaks loose. all the stored energy is released in musical chaos, rounding off the climax in a stimulating breakneck pace final movement completing the chain. After the climax is over, the mess the lovers are in can't be any greater or more complicated. Just like how we expect the lead actor and actress to marry when the rom-com we are watching comes to an end, the opera's first audiences expected the lovers to be able to free themselves from that mess and get together. Therefore, during the last act, all the prior conflicts are resolved, all past misunderstandings are cleared, and all complications are smoothed over. Once all that's over, the road is clear for the lovers to be united. All the characters in the opera will be brought together for a closing celebratory ensemble. In most cases, the opera concludes with a wedding in the horizon, if not actual one. If you had fun watching this video, please help me like it. If you'd like to continue chasing this series, please subscribe to my channel. If you wish to express your views about it or discuss it further, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you and stay tuned.